Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Reefer Report, where we get lit and shoot the shit about all things life. And today, seeing as we're getting a little closer to voting season, I felt like we should talk about some of these House bills that are getting ready to go on the ballot here in Arizona. A lot of them are cannabis related, so actually, all of them are cannabis related. So kick back, relax, get something rolled or not, but either way, let's talk about it.
And here we go.
The Arizona legislative session began with the introduction of 6 marijuana related bills. Two particularly concerning House bills, House Bill 2451 and House Bill 2452, allocate funds for overseeing online marijuana advertising and cover enforcement costs. Senate Bill 1076 mirrors House Bill 2452. Sponsored by the Health and Human Services Committee chairs, these bills are likely to be prioritized. Representative Kevin Payne sponsors two bills, House Bill 2175, which seeks funding for university police through Prop 207, while House Bill 2247 eliminates the Arizona Department of Health Services from marijuana program. This will introduce micro business licensing. Now, all bills are protected by the Voter Act, requiring a 75% vote alignment with voter initiatives. House Bill 2301, addressing landlords and tenant marijuana use, lacks voter protection and only requires a 51% majority for advancement, asserting that landlords cannot terminate rental agreements due to marijuana use, but still remains unclear on use within rental properties. Now, before I sit here and encourage y'all to vote, let's break down these bills and try to decipher what exactly they mean. House Bill 2451, Marijuana Advertising Oversight. This allocates funds to the Arizona Attorney General for overseeing online and social media marijuana advertising. Exception if advertisers can prove at least 71.6% of the audience is expected to be at least 21 years old of age. Discuss the potential impact on marijuana advertising regulations and the role of the Attorney General. So basically, 2451 is regulating, in my opinion, what it sounds like is regulating the advertising of marijuana on Instagram. But my question to them is, doesn't Instagram already do that shit? So what are you guys going to do different that Instagram doesn't do? And secondly, why do we still have this war on cannabis? Why is it okay for people to advertise alcohol, to advertise sex, to advertise guns, but we cannot advertise plant medicine? Like, at the end of the day, cannabis is medicine. Whether people want to say people use it recreationally, overuse it, I truly feel that at the end of the day, some people or a majority of people are using cannabis for some underlying medical reason, even though they aren't diagnosed by a doctor. You know, some people may have trouble eating, sleeping, focusing, waking up, which is why we got sativa, pain. You know what I'm saying? Mental issues. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that cannabis can help you get through, and to sit here and regulate and still have this prohibition on cannabis is a little bit crazy to me. Actually, it's more than a little bit. It's downright absurd. Moving on to the next bill, House Bill 2452, marijuana funds and enforcement. This covers the cost for implementing, carrying out, and enforcing marijuana regulations, poison control system, and the Attorney General for enforcement against illicit marijuana sales. In my mind, that tells me that they're going to start now targeting the black market. So we'll probably see a lot more arrests, marijuana related arrests going up. Let's see, highlight potential consequences of the bill on various departments and enforcement agencies. So basically, it looks like they're just going to soup up their war on cannabis, their targeting of cannabis. And like I said, man, we may start to see a lot more arrests for cannabis now that if this bill goes into effect. The whole point in making cannabis recreational and legal and decriminalizing it was to lower the amount of arrests we're seeing, for cannabis in a year. But it looks like they're about to go against all that, roll out a new bill and say, fuck you guys, fuck everything you voted for. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Senate Bill 1076, the mirror of House Bill 2452, aims to allocate the concerning aspects of House Bill 2452 in the Senate. Discuss the sponsors, Senator TJ Shope and Representative Steve Montenegro, and their roles in the House and Human Services committees. So I really don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds like to me that They're really going to look into the type of power these two people have and maybe give them some more power. Who fucking knows? The way Arizona be moving, bro, it's just like, fuck all of us. This is what it is. We don't give a fuck. Even though you voted for it, we wanted to give y'all a little bit of voice and a little bit of power, but we'll go ahead and take that right away from y'all, just like we do everything else. That's cool. House Bill 2175, Marijuana Monies and University Police. This aims to include university police among those funded by Prop 207. So basically, our tax money that we spend at the dispensary when we're buying our cannabis products not only is being used to fund the police, but now campus police on a college that I don't even go to. First of all, take all that fucking money that students have to pay to even go to college and use that to pay your campus police. Like, pay your people. You know what I'm saying? School is overpriced anyways and is a waste of time. So y'all are basically charging us our life to go waste our time to fucking learn some shit and study some shit we probably ain't even going to use in the real life, or really don't even need to go to college to learn in the first place. Spend the money y'all already got and pay your people, and stop having us, the consumer, pay your people. That money should be going to things like cannabis studies. I mean, fix our fucking roads. I know there's a lot of people out there tired of getting their windows chipped on the freeway. Maybe get more law enforcement on the freeway, because people drive like shit, and we could definitely use a little bit more patrol out there on the streets. But to sit here and take our money to pay campus police to literally patrol colleges that, never mind, we're not going to go there. I'm going to let y'all form your own opinion on that one. House Bill 2247, Marijuana Regulatory Board Licensing Qualifications. This basically eliminates the Arizona Department of Health Services from marijuana programs 203 and 207. It also introduces micro business licensing without a clear definition. So, yeah, who knows what the fuck that means? I can't even try to sit here and explain what that means without a clear definition. So, they definitely left that shit unanswered on purpose. And it also discusses the implications for marijuana regulation and evolution of this bill over the past 3 years. So they're going to sit here, they're going to fucking break this bill down. They're going to find everything wrong with it, which honestly they should have found before they rolled it out. And they're just going to make it worse. That's what that shit sounds like to me. They're just going to make this worse. And the elimination of the Department of Health Services, I don't know what impact that's going to play on the industry or cannabis as a whole. Over the years, I felt like AZDHS has been inconsistent and really targeting cannabis consumers anyway, especially mothers that use cannabis. So I don't really know if this is going to be a good move or a bad move. So this might be one that we can really like maybe see how it plays out, hope to see how it plays out. Or maybe we can get a little bit more information once they roll that shit out and then do our research and make decisions that way. But all that being said, with there not being like a real clear definition, it's kind of up in the air for now. Last bill, House Bill 2301, the landlord and tenants marijuana use. This lacks voter protection and requires only a 51% majority for advancement. It asserts that landlords cannot terminate rental agreements due to marijuana use, and it highlights the straightforward nature of the bill and its potential impact on tenant rights and landlord-tenant relationships. The way what this sounds like to me is like, hopefully it goes in the favor of the tenant and not the landlord, because at the end of the day, you know, if you live in an apartment, you're not necessarily supposed to smoke on your patio because you're still out in the public, even though you're sitting on your porch. So you really only have two options to go consume, and that's either in your car. And if you have kids and don't want to have your car reeking like cannabis, then that leaves you to smoke in the house. And I know what some of y'all are going to say, well, if you have kids, why will you want to smoke in the house? Well, yeah, that's a tough one. But at the end of the day, it's like, do you get a ticket and get your car towed for sitting outside and smoking in the car? Or do you just, you know, sit in the peaceful, you know, serenity of your crib and smoke there? And there's a lot of ways to smoke in the crib without necessarily smoking out the entire house. Like, we all know about the bathroom with the shower on and the wet towel under the door crack. Like, that still works magic. You brew you a cup of coffee, put that bitch, you know, brew a cup of coffee in the bathroom, you're good to go. I'm hoping that, you know, the tenants do get protected under this bill, because it's hard out here right now as is trying to find a place to live, and nobody should be evicted or lose their, you know, place of residence for smoking cannabis. That's ridiculous. Like, alcoholics be getting drunk as fuck, damaging property, fucking up rental properties. They're good. Niggas be doing meth, cocaine, all that shit in they shit, and that's cool. But as soon as a little bit of weed gets smoked, we just broke every law in the state of Arizona, and I'm tired of it. So before I encourage you to vote, man, do a little bit more research. I'm not a legal expert or even study law at all, so you're just getting raw ass information from me on what I think. These are true, genuine opinions. Again, I'm not giving you my professional advice on what you should do, but I would really do some research, look into these bills a little bit further before making your decision, because we all saw what happened with Prop 207. It all sounded good. And once that bill was signed, shit went downhill real quick. So let's not repeat our mistakes that we have made in the past. Let's continue to move in the right direction and improve the cannabis community and show these stupid ass lawmakers that cannabis is not really the negative fucking thing they're making it out to be. It's really the lawmakers that are creating this stigma against cannabis. I've said this again. I'll say it once more. Do your fucking research. Nobody's died from consuming or had an overdose on cannabis. Now, I would take that back. There has been some people that have died that have smoked cannabis that was laced with certain things, but that's why we have these regulations. Maybe we should put our money into improving the testing, improve the um, testing procedures and how and what testing looks like here for cannabis in Arizona. But other than that, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I truly appreciate y'all for tuning in. Big shout out to Miss Allison Stein, aka the Dreaming Pinky in Arizona Normal, for sending me this article and getting me up to date. That way I could present y'all with this information. Be sure to give them a follow. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and follow button as well here on the Hippy Chronicles. That way you can keep up to date with the Reefer Report from here moving forward. Make sure to hug somebody, love somebody, and smoke something loud. And I'll catch y'all here on the next one. See ya.